And that brings us to the transition into the third act. After the mayor falls asleep, and you can tell that Miko has not slept at all. He literally waited until the mayor would fall asleep, stayed awake so that he could get the phone,
Right.
and Ace is awake, or he wakes up. I think he fell asleep. I can't remember now, but he does wake up, or
Yeah.
Miko wakes him up so they
I
can
think
get
he
the
woke
phone.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, uh,
Gising siya.
they got the mayor's finger as they planned. They put it on the phone, and then as Miko is walking away, the phone rings, and the mayor
I
wakes up.
know.
I
Yeah.
was like, and he just
Sobrang
keeps.
napaano ako dun eh.
I was like,
Oh my God.
just just imagine, guys, if you're watching it in the dark of the cinema, diba?
oh my god, yeah.
It's
Lalo
more
na.
engaging. Just imagine if you're watching it together with young people and students and film enthusiasts and watching it on its premiere night
Yeah.
in the CCP main theater.
Yeah,
Diba?
yeah.
I'm sure there's like a big gasp,
Oh,
like
yeah.
But I was like proud of Miko for a second because he wouldn't stop walking. He was like, even if he knew that the mayor had woken up, the mayor was
Right,
looking
yeah.
for his phone. The mayor was asking him, "What are
Kept on
you doing with
going.
my phone?" He was still going through the phone and trying to find the video
Yes.
to delete it.
Yes.
So,
So
like
it's
in
Right,
that
yeah.
brief
right.
moment, I was so proud of Miko that whatever happens, I am deleting this video. Like
Yeah.
you put me through all of
But
this, so I deserve to have this video deleted no matter what happens.
Yeah.
yun nga eh. But the thing is, nako, diba?
Yeah.
Si Ace did something.
Yeah, because like
Ano ba
um,
yung ginamit niya on the main?
Kasi di ba parang may ginawa si Mayor K.
he
Miko.
strangled Miko.
Yeah,
He strangled
papatay niya si Miko. And going
He was going
back
to.
to the relationship between the two,
Yeah,
magkapatid to. Magkapatid
Yeah,
tayo.
like-
You're a brother from another mother.
yes,
Diba?
exactly.
Wag mong sasanggain ang kapatid ko.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
Ace really was protecting Miko at that point.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. More of self-defense na rin, ano? Yeah, parang
Yeah.
protecting your loved one. But it
Yeah.
happened,
Yeah.
Na-shock din ako that happened.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God, what
Yeah,
just happened
this is it.
here?
So what did
I
you
thought it was
feel?
I felt every
Survive.
single stab. Like every single stab
Galing,
Ace,
diba?
Grabe, no?
made on the mayor. I felt that. Like I really, really felt. I was like, oh shit. Like oh my god, it was so. Like I don't want to say that he deserved it. Like I would not like recommend. I mean, we saw the aftermath of what happened. Like after Ace stabbed the mayor, right? But like, I don't want to say that he deserved it, but god damn it, he deserved it. Like
Yeah,
Galing
true.
din kasi sila eh, di ba? I mean, there's a lot of anger also,
Yeah.
right? Na parang when he was getting stabbed, I'm sure what's going on through Ace's mind is, you asshole,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill
Yeah.
you.
Like
Right?
if you had only deleted the
like
video when we asked, then you wouldn't have, I wouldn't have had to,
Right.
to do this, right? So
Wouldn't have done this.
I'm
yeah.
sure. Yeah. Emotional eh. It was very emotional. And he got pushed to that point talaga na to do it just because he saw his family getting strangled. Right.
and then also
Tapos-
like
yeah.
like when he started stabbing the mayor uncontrollably, it was also because the mayor was reaching into his bag for his gun.
For the
as
gun.
well. So it was kind of
Yeah.
like self-defense.
Self-defense, yeah.
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 And if we could just go back to that concept of young innocence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yung if you would remember how they cleaned up the body, everything. Na parang, wag na kayo maglinis. Hindi nyo malilinis yan.
Well, actually, even before that, like just immediately after Ace, stabbed the mayor and the mayor was lying on the floor, like just the sight of Miko lying, with his back against the wall, and he was catatonic, like blank, like he knew that every single dream he had of escaping this
Mm-hmm.
world that he
Yeah.
was in,
It's
you
over.
know, like it's over. Like
Mm.
this film, I'm sorry, this teleserie
Mm.
that he was supposed to be on, over. The
Mm.
passports, them traveling outside
Mhm.
of the Philippines, over. Like that
Yep.
moment of of Nico being catatonic was just like,
It's
Mhm.
another. It's more of like them preparing themselves for another prison.
yeah,
This
exactly.
time, yeah,
A more
a
literal one.
literal, a
Yeah.
more
Mhm.
literal one.
Yeah, and shock as well. I mean, sino ba nakakita ng taong sinasaksak, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Ng taong
And
malapit
again,
sa'yo. I
he's
mean, witness a
17.
murder,
He's
right? Yeah, at that
17.
Yeah.
age. Yeah.
He's
So for a
17.
person who's been through so much, I think seeing someone get killed right in front of him is it took him to that next level na hindi niya kinaya na parang
Yeah.
nag-freeze na talaga siya, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Aside from of course
Yeah.
realizing that oh shit, my dreams are
Yeah.
over. Oh my god, I'm
And
not gonna get out of this.
I
Yeah.
also appreciated that Miko didn't question Ace at all why Ace went to that level, because I didn't hear a single word from Miko saying, "Bakit mo
Blaming
ginawa yun?
him
Why did
or
you do
what.
that?" Because he knew that Ace was saving his life, right? So
Sure. Yep.
um, you know, like ordinarily that would be like the first reaction of someone, right? Like, why did you do that? But
Mm.
I didn't hear that once from Miko, because
Yeah.
he in that way he appreciated that Ace actually did that for him. And then going back to what you were saying earlier about cleaning up the uh,
The
you know
corpse.
the corpse. I actually, because I used to watch like a lot of Criminal Minds episodes. Like there was a series that
Mhm.
focused more on like the psychology of
Criminals.
murderers and that kind of stuff. That actually is what murderers do when they feel remorse. They clean up the corpse. So
So there's guilt. So
yes,
are you
There's
yes.
saying that there's guilt?
There's
Yeah.
clear guilt, because if you are not remorseful, then
You just let it be.
not only would you
mm,
let it be, but even when the corpse is already a corpse, you would still keep
mhm.
stabbing them, and you would keep
Oh.
stabbing them, not just in like, not just to kill the person. You would stab them even in their genital areas. You would stab them in the
Oh.
heart, specific parts of the body. So Ace didn't do that. He just stabbed it, so that the mayor would stop, and then he
Mm.
stabbed him just, so that he would finally
Mhm.
die. So you can tell, even in the way that Ace killed the mayor, that he didn't actually want to do it. So
Mm.
he just really was brought to the brink, and so
Right.
him, like,
Yeah.
taking the effort to put the mayor back into the bed, clean the
Mm.
corpse. Actually, that wasn't their way of hiding the fact that they killed the mayor. That was their way. I mean, yeah, partly yes, but it was more their way of showing remorse. That's what stood out to me.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Because they
Malungkot,
didn't want
nakakalungkot,
to.
no?
They
Ang
didn't want
lungkot,
to.
no? Yeah, ang lungkot, no?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Blank na ako that time. Parang, okay,
Yeah.
what's going on? I'm just letting it flow to my eyes. Kasi at that time, I was just kind of reeling from the experience of seeing
Yeah.
this lead killing the mayor, and then what's next? Parang
Yeah.
ako, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? I
Yeah.
don't know. Let's watch. Ganun na lang
Yeah.
ako eh. Wala na ako ibang
Yeah.
naisip.
Yeah. I think, like, personally, I was kind of like Miko also. I was like, okay, I'm catatonic now. You know what? Let me just follow along. Like if Miko was like, okay, let me just do
Yeah.
whatever Ace is doing, I'll just follow because I don't know what to do now. So
Follow.
I was just like,
Come on, why?
I'm just watching,
Yeah, carry him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
because it's like,
Oo.
but I mean, what choice did they have at that point? They were driven to it. It was
Mhm.
okay. So like, and then in the
Nasad ako ulit.
morning, yeah,
Naalala
it
ko.
is, and because it, like, these things really happen. These things really happen. So and that even though us as viewers, we know that Miko and Ace really are the grieved parties here. Even if they're the ones who, yeah, they kill the mayor, but knowing everything that we know about, like,
They're
they just wanted the video deleted. That's it.
Right.
It was a simple request from innocent boys, right? So,
Yeah, but the mayor had to use it, to exert his power over them to get
yeah,
them
yeah,
to do the things that he wants them to do, to exploit them, so he can continue to exploit them.
yeah,
And it
exactly.
happens in real life, actually,
Yeah,
whether
yeah,
we like it or not. We know people around us who
yeah, yeah,
unfortunately
yeah,
True.
use that kind of leverage to get what they want,
yeah,
right? Or maybe at
exactly.
some point in our lives, naging
Yeah.
ganon din tayo. But not to the extent naman na may pedophilia or what.
Hmm.
But it's a reality.
and
Yeah.
and so in the morning we see like Miko and Ace trying to plot their escape. They get surprised that Jerry and and the caretaker are actually back in the home. I don't think they were expecting that.
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
and um, you know um, and they manage initially to succeed to avoid having Jerry bring a phone call to the mayor. They avoid
Mm-hmm.
having the caretaker bring food to the mayor into the room.
By
You
buying
know,
cigarettes.
Oh,
yeah,
By
kinakabahan na
saying,
tayo.
yeah. Uh,
Kinakabahan na tayo nun.
and me as a
correct.
viewer, I was like, okay, fine, they murdered this mayor, but like the mayor was a piece of shit. So I was like, boys, like what you did was
Umalis na kayo
wrong, but
dyan.
like find a way to escape. You deserve to escape.
May ganon. Oo,
Oh
Please
may
my
ganon.
God.
May
find a
ganon.
way to escape.
May
And there
ganon.
goes Auntie saying, kumain na kayo. Sabi ko,
And
ay,
there
nako.
goes Jerry saying, "Oh, but the mayor has a call. I have to give this call to the mayor." And I'm like,
Yes.
"No."
In fairness, ang bilis sila mag-isip to na, oh, he just slept. So he
Yeah,
might get pissed off if you wake
yeah,
him up. So
yeah,
let him be.
yeah,
Ang bilis nila mag-isip doon, in
yeah,
fairness.
yeah. And then finally they managed to get on the boat. And again, similar to them coming into the island, when they see the caretaker running out, and Ace, doesn't know why she's running out. He thinks that maybe
Uh-huh.
the caretaker has discovered that,
Covered the
that
body.
they might have that she might have discovered the body. So he's really trying to make the engine of the boat work. But again, it doesn't turn on for whatever reason. But it turns out that the caretaker doesn't hasn't discovered the body yet. So it's very very
What did she want
Nakakaba.
again? I forgot, ha? Oh, was it something about Genesis? Did she say like Genesis needed something or what? I
yeah.
can't remember
Like she
anymore.
wanted
Bakit nga ba niya hinabol?
Bawang sibuyas
yeah,
yata.
she wanted like garlic and
Oh,
onion.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
Yeah.
More
Um,
ingredients. Okay pala.
um,
Okay.
and then
Grabe, di ba?
yeah, yeah. And then finally the boat works, and they're able to go. And then as they were on the boat, I don't know if you noticed this also, but when Ace offered Miko a cigarette, Miko didn't take the cigarette, even though he does smoke. So that was another thing that that stood out to me. That so many bad things have happened, or I've done so many bad things already, that if I smoke, that's just like that's like tipping me over
Yun na.
again.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
like have some thread of I'm a good person, so I'm not going to take the cigarette that you're offering me.
Because I was expecting him to
Yeah.
take it because of everything that happened.
Yeah,
We think that he's
yeah,
nervous or scared. So
yeah,
parang I was expecting him to have
yeah,
a drag and then
yeah,
shake yung hand niya.
yeah.
But no, yeah, he didn't
Yeah,
take it.
but I noticed that he didn't, because that was for me. Oh, he didn't take it because like, smoking is bad, and maybe that's his way of saying like I've done too many bad things today, so let me.
Enough of the bad things.
Yeah.
Just kill the person. So
Yeah. And then unfortunately, when they landed, when they got to shore, that's when the wet gets the call from the caretaker that the mayor has been discovered by the caretaker, and yeah, and they get labeled as mamamatay tao, or killers, and they try to
killers.
escape. But then Miko, of course, because he's like young, he's the first one to get caught. And then I'm happy that
Actually,
yeah,
actually parang si Ace yata makakatakas na siya eh. Nahuli lang si
yes,
Miko
yes,
eh, di
yes.
ba? Oh.
But he
Oo,
went back.
nakahabol
He went
pa.
back. He went
He
back.
went
Siya yung
back.
sinundan ng camera eh. No?
Yes, he went back because
Yeah,
he
so
didn't
he
want to
had to go
leave
back
Miko
for
there.
his mother.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yes.
Which I
Ganun talaga
really,
may bond na
I really admired, Ace in
That relationship,
that he went
yeah.
back.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, that he went back. And then they got tied up. They were put in the car, and with Jerry, the wet went back, to the island. So it was really just Jerry and the two boys. What did you think about Jerry not surrendering Miko and Ace to the police? Because I have like two theories about that, but I just wanted to get like your thoughts on why Jerry decided
Not to
after
surrender
speaking,
the two to
not
the
to
police.
surrender the two. Like I know that
Well,
Jerry had the phone call with the mayor's
yes.
cousin and told the cousin
Hintayin kami
what
dyan.
happened.
Hintayin
Yeah,
kami dyan.
yeah,
Hintayin kami
Right.
dyan. So, well, for...
Damage control kasi yun eh, 'di ba? I mean, they didn't wanna get the media involved first
yeah.
or of the news to leak out. They have to come up with something first.
Mm,
Maybe even like maybe come up with a fake reason for the mayor's
mm,
death, right? Maybe
mm.
atake sa puso,
Yes,
heart
yes,
attack, or
yeah,
or whatever. Just to leave the two boys out of the story just because it's gonna be a
yeah,
big news that will rock the
yeah.
country,
But
especially during this time, diba?
yeah.
Election season kasi.
But my question is though, yeah, like I kind of got that sense as well too. But what did you think that Jerry was going to do with the boys? Was he going to let them escape, or was he going to kill them? Because those were the two options that I had in my mind. Either he was going to kill them and dump their bodies somewhere, or he was going to let them escape.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know.
O, tingin ko parang
Hindi
papatayin
ka
din niya eh.
papatayin. For me, hindi
Dalawa.
pa muna eh. Feeling ko hindi pa muna eh.
Or
Kasi may
tago lang sila
hihintayin.
somewhere.
Itatago lang somewhere.
Okay.
Oo.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
eventually patayin din siguro.
Yeah, but ultimately, patayin yung dalawa. 'Di ba? Damage control
Parang
yun
walang
eh.
witness, 'di ba? Parang walang witness.
Yeah.
They can come up with their own version of the story and the mayor
Mm,
dies in an honorable way siguro para walang scandal, 'di ba?
mm.
Siguro.
yeah.
What about you, Tita Josie? What did you think?
I was hoping that he was going to let them escape. But realistically, given the luck that Miko and Ace had up to this point in the film, I really thought that he was going to kill them and dump their bodies somewhere.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Orly? Did you have like any thoughts about,
Well, no. My initial thoughts about that moment was that they're just going to be brought somewhere because they need to wait for the immediate family to decide on what to do next.
yeah,
So, ganon. So, but for me, what's actually most important at that moment when they get into the van is to escape again.
yeah, yeah,
Umalis na kayo dito.
yeah.
Umalis na kayo dito.
Which they managed because like
Which
Ace,
they managed, yeah.
fortunately still had the lighter of the cigarette. He burnt the tie. He strangled Jerry. We find out later that he didn't.
Strangle him that much.
Yeah,
He didn't
Jerry
strangle him
actually-
that much.
Jerry actually didn't die. But as far as like Ace and Miko were concerned, they didn't see Jerry resuscitate. So
Yeah.
You know,
He just ran
they,
off,
they probably
diba?
thought that Ace killed another person.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I have
the
to say-
second.
I was relieved that they escaped, because again, like at this point, I was very, very, I was very emotionally attached even to Miko and to, and to Ace because I was like, I had this narrative in my mind that they were abused, that they were victims of human trafficking, that whatever happened or whatever they did was because of what the mayor had forced them to do. That was the narrative I was going by, knowing the situation that they were in, and realistically they couldn't escape in any other way. So I was happy and relieved that they could. That they escaped Jerry, but realistically, where could they go? Like, it's not like
Exactly.
it's not like they could go back to the casa. It's not like they could go back to their provinces. It's not like they could go back to their family, right? Obviously, like when the manhunt actually happens, your family is, who you would, who they would investigate first. And it's not like, and we saw Miko in the forest get that phone call confirming that, hey, you're really part of the teleserye,
I
you know.
know.
And it's like, you see that glimmer of hope in Miko's eye that maybe if we come up with a story, then I can still be part of it, I can still escape.
Yeah, tapos sinasabi niya yata, final words niya, yes, mamu, pupunta ako dyan. Oo, tuloy
Yeah.
tayo.
And,
So there's still this hope, yeah.
and as you
Right.
see that, you see his face is all cut up and bloody, and I'm like, Miko, like, how are you
Ang
gonna be
pangit
part?
mo.
Yeah, how are you gonna be part?
Magsushooting ka
Yeah,
bukas.
how are you gonna be part of a teleserye when you look like that?
Yeah, tanong
No
ko rin
amount
yun.
of makeup is like, you know.
Tanong ko rin yun. But for me, it's more of like a wishful thinking, that
Yeah.
final wish before the
Yeah.
end. You know,
Yeah.
na parang,
Right.
I wish, parang sa Into the Woods, di ba? I wish, blackout, curtains.
Yes.
You get what I
And
mean? So,
did you see Ace's face when he heard Miko on the phone, and then
Yeah.
siguro that realization na oh shit, we're ruined, you know.
we're
Yeah,
fucked.
This
Yeah.
Kasi
Yeah.
yung mukha niya doon, for me it was everything. Talagang parang yun yung perfect na parang
Yeah.
pre-credits, yung face na pinakita niya, yung expression
Mhm.
there was like, to me, wow.
Yeah.
Wala na
How did you feel about the ending? If I may ask. Anong naramdaman niyo na tinapos siya doon? Oo. Well, kilala si Royce sa ganun.
Yeah. But for me
Roy
that was like,
naman.
Kilala
that-
siya sa ganun, no?
Eduardo Roy.
Eduardo Roy. Kilala si Eduardo
Yeah.
Roy sa ganun, no? Na,
Nabitin ako. At
Yun yung
least I want some
storya.
closure.
ayan yung
Oo.
story, tapos tapos.
but for me that's kind of like
Grabe.
that really is like the typical indie film ending. So like for
Which
me,
is-
I was okay with it because
And for me,
Okay,
that's really very effective. I mean,
Yeah.
it's those kinds of endings actually
Mhm.
call for conversations. These are sparks for conversations.
yeah.
And this
I
is
think that's
probably
just
the reason why we
yeah.
too are so much engaged in this conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And why we
You
took
know,
the
I mean, I
effort to
to find
review
out what
it,
happened,
yeah.
whether they land in jail or
Oo.
nabugbog
So,
sila.
ang-
sila.
Well, isa yan sa mga tanong namin, no? So parang, ano nangyari na kay Ace tsaka kay Miko, no? So, and then we came
Oo.
across the true story. So they kept on hiding. They went on hiding. Nagtago sila sa Cavite for
Oo.
quite.
okay.
Tapos nagpadala sila ng sulat sa family, and you could access that in news in news articles
Mhm.
online.
Wow.
The letters are
Which
there.
family? Their family or the
Their
mayor's
family
Their
kasi hinahanap na sila eh. Hinahanap na sila.
I see.
However, in real life, nakita yung mayor in an abandoned car
Or
na
did you say
nabangga.
barangay captain?
Nakita si barangay captain in an abandoned car. Patay na
Oo.
siya. Nabangga yung kotse. May mga nasira, parang basag ang windshield. I can't remember. And then, may mga naiwang gamit dun sa loob.
Okay.
You see, going back to what Josie was telling us earlier, it's still, I mean, these people still thrive on innocence, or probably the amygdala, no? Na parang, takot na ako,
Yeah.
rag na ako, wala na akong desisyon. Naiwan ng mga suspects yung gamit inside the car. At nandun yung, I don't know, kung may mga identification, definitely, you've been in the car, may mga DNA ka doon.
Yeah.
So,
Correct.
nahanap yun. Another would be, kaya critical yung gas station. Kasi, critical yung gas station kasi, dun sa CCTV, pumasok yung dalawa. Tapos, makita mo sa CCTV na nagpaplano sila na, ikaw ganito, ako, sorry. So parang may
Oh my
pagpaplano na, no? So may pagpaplano na. But for me, I think, well, I don't know, no? I haven't talked to the director yet about Fuccbois, but hindi ko alam kung saan nag-jump off itong material niya na to. Kung doon ba sa news item, katulad ng kisap mata ni Mike De Leon, ano? Or talagang hinanap niya yung totoong mga suspects at in-interview, no? But if you would look at the letter that was sent by the two guys to their family. Actually, isang letter lang siya eh. Nandun yung ano na parang patawarin nyo kami,
Yeah, yeah.
patawarin nyo kami, hindi namin to gusto, wala kaming magagawa kasi sobra na yung pambababoy sa amin.
Yeah,
Hindi nyo
yeah.
kasi alam kung ano. So, that alone for me is a thesis na eh. Something that a film director or a script writer could, you know, create from.
Exactly.
And
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
kasi ganito yun eh. Meron tayong mga kaibigan. Kahit ako, meron ako mga kaibigan na namatay na. No?
Yeah,
Nakita na lamang sa loob ng apartment niya na
Mm,
duguan at mag-isa.
Mm.
At tayo bilang members of the LGBT ay nakikiisa sa mga victims in the community.
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
Fuckboys, on the other hand, takes us to another perspective. It's more of like saying, hey, community, dito naman po tayo.
Yeah, yeah,
No?
yeah.
Tingnan naman natin. And I would agree with Josie. If there's stigma in prostitution, there's actually more stigma and discrimination for male sex workers.
Yeah, yeah.
And this time, talagang, that's the thing with Roy. Talagang wala kang ligtas.
Yeah, yeah.
You are going to be captured. You are going to be so engaged in his narrative that you'll also feel the emotions of his characters. And Fuckboys is one.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a very painful watch. But also it says so much about a painful reality.
Yeah,
Na-
yeah.
Which brings me at some point to ask myself, and am I being a mayor at some point in my life? Am I being also a channel of abuse?
Yeah, yeah,
If you know what I mean.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because like the, you know, like we were talking about the staff of the mayor, right? You know, sometimes just overlooking something is being complicit to the abuse that's happening, right?
Yeah.
You know, to a certain degree, right? I mean, it's not like you're the actual person putting the drugs into the underage prostitutes or the child who's being abused. You know, you're not the one who's physically putting the drug in the child's mouth, right? But you know, like,
Or they were just minding their own business. Like,
Yeah.
let it be. I have a job to do. I'm gonna do my
Yeah,
job. Whatever
yeah.
happens outside of this,
Mm.
it's beyond my control.
Yeah, and that's how people like. That's how a lot of people rationalize it,
Yeah.
right?
Let live and let live. I'll let you be. You let
Yeah,
me be. Right. Ganon eh. Oo. Unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So my overall thoughts, like, you know, this is so far away from the BLs that that we've been watching like in the past few months. You know, and when to be honest, like I didn't really know a whole lot about Fuckboys or the movie before I watched it. So like, you know, last year I knew that it came out, but for me it was like the title was Fuckboys, and I was like, it's just another sex film again. So I was like, I'm not interested in watching it, and you know, so
If it's from Roy, it must be good.
yeah, and I didn't
Oh,
even know like the director as well. So I was like, I had I had like zero interest in watching it. So the only reason I decided to
Mhm.
watch it was because of the BLs, and you know, and so I was just thinking it was just gonna be like a sex drama or whatever. But then when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, you know, what did I get myself into? Like, and because like I had in my mind like Kokoy as Gabriel and Royce even in quarantine as
Exactly.
Rocky. You know, he's kind of
Yes.
sensitive, but Brusco.
I'm
I was
not
like,
ready.
and you know when they had that scene, you know, with the mayor and Royce was like, and when Ace was like fucking Miko, I was like, Rocky, what are you doing to Gav? Don't do that. You know, he's underage. He's not ready for that. You know, I was like, oh my god. It was like it
Sabi ko
was
nga
a
sa'yo.
shock to the senses, and that's the thing. Like,
Tito Josie, kaloka siya.
this
Oh.
is the type of film that I absolutely would have watched, you know, without even batting an eyelash, like 10, 15 years ago, I would not have been shocked if I had seen this like 10, 15 years ago. But knowing how
Yeah.
far I've come since then, and again, with the mindset that I've been watching a lot of BLs, which are sweet, generally speaking, and that kind of stuff. It was a shock to the senses, just to put it mildly. you know.
Mildly. Yeah, I kept telling Tito Josie nga na hindi pa ako ready panoorin yung Fuckboys. But then, pinanood ko na rin talaga siya kasi interesting na rin naman. I mean, there's a lot of critical, positive reviews about it.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yung actors kilala rin natin. I mean, we know the quality of acting of Kokoy de Santos, right? And Royce Cabrera.
Yes,
At
exactly.
mahal natin sila for several reasons as well.
Even Yayo
But
Aguila and Migs, in between as
And
well.
Ricky Davao.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God. He won Best Actor.
Did he?
in
Yun, I was about to
Cinemalaya.
ask you if
I
you
heard,
got to
I
talk
believe
to
so.
him or if he won any awards.
so.
Nanalo pala
I believe
siya.
so.
Best actor
I think
or best
so.
supporting?
Let's check. I think so.
Okay.
Ang galing. Oo. I mean, I'm still a fan of indie films. I just don't proactively watch indie films nowadays because I have BLs every other day, every week to keep me inspired and occupied. And I mean, with Tita Josie, right? So wala siya ngayon sa sa mga playlist ko. But once in a while, it would be great to watch something like Fuckboys that is socially relevant as well, diba? Eye-opening din siya. Parang you get to keep in touch with the realities of life na unfortunately sometimes ang BL kasi fantasy world yan diba? So minsan hindi talagang yung totoong buhay yung nangyayari. But once in a while it's great to encounter a film like Fuckboy. So I'll be looking out for other films of Mr. Eduardo.
Oh yeah.
Papanoorin ko yung Quick Change na-intriga ako
Yeah,
dun
Quick
sa
Change.
opening.
Quick Change is kind of hard to find, no? It's kind of hard to find. But well, I hope that they also upload it in Netflix. That they also uploaded in Netflix. Yeah. But one of Eduardo Royce Jr.'s films are on Netflix now. Dalawa actually. Lola, I mean, yung isa yung about the Lola and Pamilya Ordinaryo. It's Ordinary People in Netflix. You might want to look for it. It trended in the Philippines for
I heard about
for
that.
like a couple of weeks, and I made an actual review of that. And for me, it's really very good. You might also want to see how I just forget the name of the lead actor, pero kapatid ito ni Coco Martin. Siya yung lead actor doon, and they both are really very good. So just the same as Fuckboys, it's emotionally engaging. It's tiring in a good way, if you get what I mean. May mga pelikula kasi na nakakapagod panoorin, di ba? But this one, it's deliciously tiring, if you get my drift. Parang, sige. Pero shit, ayusin yung buhay nyo. May ganun pa rin siya, no?
Like,
so,
if anything, that's kind of like my my overall take for Fuckboys. That for anybody who doubts that this kind of thing actually does happen, not just in the world but specifically in the Philippines, I can vouch as someone who was part of through my first boyfriend, right? Who saw these things like really happening. That. Like Fuckboys really does happen in the Philippines, and it really does happen in the world, right? So like the level of oppression and the level of entrapment that people feel when they're in that situation, it really is a real thing that people go through, right? So that's just my take on it. It was extremely realistic, and painfully so.
For me, it's it says so much about going beyond skin deep, no? Pagdating sa mga lalaking ganito, no? And the narrative and the theme is actually, well, the intention is to break stigma. On these people, on our suspects. I mean, humanizing the suspects that we know, no? Na parang ano yung motivations nila? They have their own set and their own settings.
Yeah.
So, and they have their own needs. And it's something that, Roy presented to us, however uncomfortable, however compromising.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
it's still, I would say that experience alone, for me, was both gratifying and entertaining.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
also like how he manages to put in, and let's face it, there's still porn, no? May porn pa rin doon. Pero talagang broka yung dating eh.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun, di ba si Broca, may ganito siya. Mga bakla, macho dancer,
Yeah.
di ba?
Mm.
Manood kayo, magsasaya si
Yeah.
Alan Paule. And for the most half of the film, sasayawan na sila. Bibigay talaga sa ni Lino Broca. The way na binigay rin ni
Yeah.
Eduardo Roy, yung hinahanap mo, fuckboys. Fuckboys!
Yeah.
Di ba? Pero pagkatapos niyan, teka muna. Okay na. May kwento na tayo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ganun si
True.
Broca noon. At yun ang nakita ko rin sa Fuckboys. You see? Na ibibigay niya sa'yo, gusto mo, pero sige, ngayon na na-capture na kita, mapu ka dyan. Mag-usap tayo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Right.
for me, that makes the entire experience exhilarating and empowering. And
Yeah.
that's why I would recommend. I was actually happy when this was, shared in YouTube and people were able to catch it and,
Yeah.
and really talk about it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it says so much about our ongoing stigma
Yeah.
on male sex workers
Yeah.
and people similar to Ace and Nico.
And
Yeah.
Nico. True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh.
But
It's
yeah.
a lot to take, definitely. It's a lot to take, visually, morally speaking, and emotionally. Kasi ako, I really was rooting for them to have a good ending.
Yeah,
Yun nga
yeah.
lang, bitin tayo. So, I mean, at least if I saw them land in jail, at least they could do the time, and then when they get out of jail, they can live, life and start a new leaf, so to speak. Diba?
Yeah.
Pero bitin eh. So, I think that's also something that I appreciate about this film is I can talk to anyone about
Yeah.
it, like what we have done now. Hopefully, this will encourage other people to watch the movie as well and talk to the people that they know about it and the kind of reality that people like Ace and Nico have to face.
Yeah. Exactly.
Parang we have to be nice to everyone and not take
Exactly.
advantage of people, diba? Just because mahirap sila doesn't mean that there's no future waiting for them.
Yeah.
For all you know, that person that you took advantage of is feeding like the entire family.
Yeah. Exactly.
Naghihirap siya and you're just being mean or you're just abusing your power because you're in power, diba?
Exactly.
So, yun. And like what I said kanina, maybe at some point in our lives we had been a mayor. Same with what Orly said, diba? Baka naging mayor din tayo. So it's not too late to change, diba? The only time that we can say na hindi na tayo pwede magbago is pag namatay na tayo.
Exactly.
And I doubt dahil nagme-maintenance medicine tayo. Mataba ang buhay natin.
Aray! Sobra naman makastigma nung maintenance medicine.
Sorry. Habang nag-exercise tayo,
I mean, and we
pampahaba
all
tayo.
have Tito Orly, Tito Miles, even
Oh,
me.
yes! Aminin natin yan.
Ano ba yung term na ginagamit nila? Cathartic ba yun? Some people
Yeah.
use
Yes,
that term,
cathartic.
like
Cathartic.
cleansing, right? I mean, I
The
can't say
cleansing
the
of the soul.
Oo, pero for me, it's like, okay, there's some parts of my life, and maybe for you, you have a part of your life that you also need to change so that you don't meet a tragic ending like what
Yeah,
happened to
yeah,
me,
yeah,
diba? Or maybe
Yeah.
help one or two fuckboys, have better lives. Charot lang yun.
No, actually, totoo yan. No? Totoo yan. Di ba sabi nga ni Plato, true art is cathartic.
Yeah.
It pulls us to purgate our soul. No? So,
Yeah.
Ayun.
dun mo nga masasabi kung ito ba ay magandang pelikula? Kasi ano yung take home ko dito? Paano ako mababago ng pelikulang ito? And,
Yeah,
and to think about, pwede mo sabihin no, balang araw, alam mo anak, nagbago ang mama mo. Bakit nanood ako ng Fuckboys noong 2009?
O, diba?
Di ba?
My
You get what I mean? And when you see it, you see more than just the porn. You see beyond. You see
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Correct.
See,
Actually,
you
But
see,
you
you find
enjoy
ways
the
on how
porn
to be
and then
good.
yeah,
I
life. True,
I
true.
actually like I wouldn't even consider the scenes with Kokoy and with I mean with Ace and with Miko as porn. I would liken them to actual abuse videos. Like that when you watch them, it's
Correct.
like you know that if you get aroused with that, there's really something wrong with you because like if you can't see like if you can't see
True.
the that these are people who are basically being raped, then like
Mm-mm.
okay, you need to
Correct.
evaluate your life choices and you need to evaluate you know what
Take
has led you to
medicine.
like I'm not being
There is a medicine
judgmental.
for that.
I'm not being judgmental. I'm just
Uh,
saying that let's evaluate our life choices.
tama. Priorities, life choices. Oo. Ayun.
uh,
Manonood talaga ako ng Quick Change. Natuwa
Oo.
ako
yeah,
sa Quick
Request tayo
Change.
kay
Sabi
Direct
ni
Ed,
Or.
kay Direct Ed. Direct
yeah.
Ed, pa-share naman. Sana yung quick change.
Even if it's
Like the same
paid,
with,
Yeah.
even if
yeah,
it's
even if it's paid,
paid,
yeah,
Yeah,
actually
why
it's
not?
good.
why not? Like
And
there are a lot.
the main actress of Quick Change, the lead actress of Quick Change is our mamu, is our mama san.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, wait lang. Ano
So you
mean?
really know this
Yeah.
person talagang, okay. Galing.
Ano
Eh,
ba to?
Tita Josie, nahanap ko nga yung Fuckboys kanina. Hindi ko siya mahanap sa Gaga Ulala o kaya sa Netflix.
Mhm.
So I wish direct or the production company that he worked with can put it on Netflix. Para kahit
Yeah.
subscription,
Yeah,
you
because
can
like
still
honestly,
that beautiful film, diba?
I mean, if we learned anything from BLs, like what Hello Stranger did for the finale, the paid fan con for 99 pesos, I hope that production
Yeah.
companies in the Philippines view that as an opportunity that, hey, actually, if I release my film online, I don't need to pay the theaters
Mhm.
anymore. I just have to ask people to pay, even 200 pesos, 150, however much they want to charge. It's an easier way to
Exactly.
distribute your film, and people will really watch if it is,
Yes.
And your
if it's worth
market is
watching.
not just locally, or
Yeah,
I mean, not just in the
Yes.
Philippines, but worldwide,
yeah,
right?
Hello
exactly.
Stranger, ha? Oo, ang dami nilang fans sa Korea, sa
Yeah.
Canada,
To be honest,
diba?
like I think when Hello Stranger did their fan con, they had more people buy tickets internationally than they did from the Philippines.
From the
Really?
Pinoys. Kasi
Yeah, because like
kuripot,
it's 99 pesos. Like internationally, that's $2. That's nothing.
$2. That's it. Yes.
It's
The only
nothing.
the only challenge is the time zone difference, but
Yeah.
still a lot of international viewers tuned in.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
hopefully Philippine production companies can learn from that, because like people will pay if they think that it's worth
Yeah.
paying for.
And you know what? The Filipino viewer, I still believe that the Filipino moviegoer or viewer, so to speak, is starting to appreciate films like Fuckboys na. Sa
Yeah,
tingin ko
yeah,
mas tumatalino yung mga audience
Yeah.
ngayon ha. Oo,
yeah.
hindi na sila masyado nanonood ng mga basurang palabas. I, I think people are realizing that their $2
Yeah.
is worth $2.
Or kaya,
They should spend
yeah. Or kaya, pag nanood sila ng basurang palabas, alam nila na basura pinapanood nila.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Na parang, sige, papanoorin ko
Sana.
na muna yan. Pero alam ko namang basura. Alam
Yeah.
mo yung gano'n.
Oo. Kasi kamag-anak
O
niya.
kaya
yung
mag-anak. O
charot
kaya
lang.
kasi masaya lang. Alam mo yun, parang kasama ko mga anak ko, ganyan.
Yeah,
Diba?
yeah.
Pero alam
Ay,
kong
no.
basuran. I mean, matalino na ang tao ngayon. I
Yeah,
mean, considering the choices that we have now when it comes
Yeah.
to cinema.
Exactly.
I have faith in the evolution of the Philippines. I can't speak for the other countries, but at least in the Philippines, mas nag-improve na ha.
Yeah.
I really,
So thank you, Orly, for joining us in our
Yay!
review
Thank
today.
you. Thank you for having me.
It was almost 3 hours. We've been talking for like well, I think
Seryoso.
2 hours.
Two
plus.
hours. Yeah.
time
2 hours
flies.
plus. Yeah.
Time flies. So,
And
saka na-appreciate ko, Tita Josie, na meron talaga tayong expert and professional.
Batikan. That's it.
Yes,
Batikan.
Mga pillar ng industriya, di ba?
Are we done na ba? Are we done na? Not yet.
Almost. We'll just like have a little bit of a
Okay.
an intro.
Closing.
We do appreciate you joining us, Orly. And at the same time, we hope to see you in our reactions as well.
Invite you.
To
Yes.
actual BL series. I think
If
you
you're
will be
not too
joining
busy.
us. I think you're joining us this Friday for the live reaction for
Quarantines
Quarantines
4.
episode 4. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the ending of episode 3,
Oh
ha.
yes. Oh
I
Oh
love
my
yes.
that.
God. It's so deconstructive.
Exactly.
I
I
love
loved
that
it.
Si
na.
I loved
Twink
it.
ang manliligaw.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hindi ko
Sorry.
kinakaya. For me, it's so deconstructive.
Yes.
I
Yes.
Parang
was,
kaming
well,
dalawa ni Tita Josie, parang, oh my God, dinigawan niya. Oh my God.
Good for you. Good for you. That's
Yes.
it.
Can't
So,
wait.
yeah.
so we'll see you on Friday, Tito Orly. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, you can join us for a
Thank
lot more
you.
reactions. Thank you
Yeah.
for everybody who has watched this 2 hour plus review of Fuckboys. I might break it up into 3 parts, kind of like the 3 acts, just so that it's more digestible to people, or digestible for people. But thanks everybody for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And we will catch you in our next review and reaction. Thanks, everybody.
Yay. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Orly.